Hi everyone, welcome to ZyNerd's NEET PG 2022 Information Series. In this set of videos, we'll look at the round-wise application and eligibility for Kerala PG Medical. We mentioned about the overall eligibility for Kerala PG Medical. Here we will look at who is eligible for registration in each of these rounds based on whether they are holding seats, whether they are eligible, etc. And who is eligible for allotment based on whether they had joined a seat in the previous round, whether they were allotted a seat in the previous round, and what happened after that, etc. So first round, obviously, everybody who is eligible as per the eligibility criteria for Kerala PG Medical will be able to register. Note that if you are eligible and you do not register in round one, you will not be able to register in further rounds. So if you are eligible and you do not register, possibly that is the end of Kerala counseling for PG medical counseling for you. So even if there is a minor chance, we suggest you to register. Even last year, this was the rule. This year, the prospectus does not mention anything specifically about later registrations. So go ahead and register in case you have a minor chance of getting a seat in Kerala PG medical counseling. And who will be part of the merit list? All candidates who register and whose documents are verified and found to be right will be part of the major merit list. The rank will be released after the application process is over. Till 20th, the application timeline is there. Post that, the rank list will be released, and if you are part of the rank list, you will be eligible for allotment. Whoever did not apply or who applied but were ineligible, did not know the eligibility criteria and applied, etc. Such candidates will not be eligible for allotment. Round 2. When it comes to round 2, you would have already, All India round 2 would have been over. Kerala round 1 would have been over before All India round 2. So when it comes to round 2, there will be queries on who will be eligible based on All India round 2 seat holding or Kerala round 1 seat holding. So we'll look at those different rules. First, there is no fresh registration like we mentioned in Kerala round 2. If you did not register for round 1, after being eligible, you will not be able to come back to round 2 and get allotted in round. Who is eligible? All candidates who are eligible for Kerala round 1, whoever is part of this merit list, except those mentioned under the ineligible criteria, are eligible for allotment. Who is ineligible, therefore? We'll look at who is ineligible. Anybody who was allotted a seat in All India round 2 and joined, they have joined the seat already, which means they are admitted on All India round 2 seat, they will not be eligible for Kerala round 2. Anybody who has been allotted a seat in All India round 1, joined the seat, continued the seat, filled choices for round 2, but did not get a better choice and retained the All India round 1 seat. Such candidates are considered All India round 2 joined. So this admitted candidates are also not eligible for state round 2, Kerala state round 2. And there are two other categories based on Kerala round 1 allotment and joining. Let's say a candidate was allotted in Kerala round 1 and did not join the seat. This candidate will not be eligible for round 2. So be very clear about this part. If you are filling a seat for Kerala round 1 and you don't join, you will not be eligible for round 2. This is only for round 2. Kerala candidates allotted a seat in Kerala round 1, they join the seat and resign the seat. Such a candidate will also not be eligible for Kerala round. For mop-up, they may be eligible based on other criteria. We'll look at that during mop-up, but when we discuss mop-up. But as far as round 1 goes, if you're allotted, you have to join to be eligible for round 2. We'll look at mop-up next. Fresh registration mop-up last year was allowed only for reduced cutoff based eligible candidates. The cutoff reduction happened before Kerala mop-up, and such candidates were able to register. Note that anybody who was eligible earlier itself but did not register were not allowed last year. This year prospectus also doesn't mention anything specifically that they will be allowed. So if you are eligible earlier, your only chances during round 1 registration. And who will be eligible for allotment? Candidates who are eligible after reduced cutoff percentage. The newly registered candidates will be eligible. Somebody who registered in round 1 but has not got a seat at all, they will be eligible. Candidates who are allotted in Kerala round 1 and did not join the seats, we said they are not eligible for round 2, right? They will be eligible for mop-up. And candidates who are allotted in Kerala round 1, this fourth set, who may have joined the seat and then resigned the round 1 seat, they are eligible for mop-up. They were not eligible for round 2, but they may be eligible for mop-up. But the only thing is, the candidate needs to be part of this, should not be part of this ineligibility criteria. So all these candidates are eligible, provided they don't have an All India round 2 admitted seat. They are not admitted in All India round 2. They are not admitted in All India mop-up round. Let us say you are allotted, they are not allotted in All India mop-up. Let us say you are allotted in All India mop-up. Then even though you belong to any of these categories, you will not be eligible for Kerala mop-up allotment. Okay. Candidates who join Kerala round 2 allotted seats or retained a round 1 allotted seats. At the end of round 2, let us say the candidate has a Kerala seat in hand. He's been admitted there and continued the seat after round 2 admissions. The last date of admissions, there will be a last date for joining Kerala round 2 seat. If you had continued that after the last date of round 2 admissions, then you will not be eligible. Even if you had resigned that seat, is there a possibility? We don't know. But if you continued after the last date of round 2 admissions here, state R2 admitted candidates are not eligible for Kerala mop-up or any mop-up for that matter. So you will not be eligible. There is some confusion on one criteria where on these two scenarios, candidates who join Kerala round 2 allotted seat, somebody who has joined this round 2 allotted seat and resigned before the last date of round 2 admissions. You are joining the seat after round 2 allotment. There is a last date for round 2 admissions. If you resign the seat before round 2 admissions, whether you are eligible or not, we are not sure. The prospectus does not mention this clearly. Supreme Court last year had clearly mentioned that anybody who was allotted and joined in round 2, even if they have resigned, are not eligible. That is the interpretation that they had taken during the discussions, during the arguments. So this is not specifically mentioned, but there is confusion. So for us, we would think it is safer to assume that if you are allotted and resigned before the last date of round 2 admissions, you may not be eligible, even though the prospectus does not mention that and gives a different interpretation. There is a bigger confusion in case of Kerala R1 joined. You are joined in R1 and then you retain the same seat in round 2 and then you resign before the last date of round 2 admissions. This is also a confusing scenario. We are not sure whether these candidates will be eligible for allotment. As of now, the prospectus looks like, from the prospectus, it looks like these two sets are eligible, even though anybody who joined Kerala R2 cannot surrender a seat. Surrender the seat is what is mentioned at two places. It is mentioned that they may be eligible. We are still not confused about it. Don't take a chances assuming that whatever is mentioned in the prospectus may be legally valid is what we would assume. We would ask you to look at. Now, there is one thing here. For being eligible for these set of seats, we also have certain other things that you will have to do for processing of allotment. For instance, in round 2, you will have to confirm your choices for processing the allotment. Example is, if you candidate did not get a seat in round 1, then you would have to confirm your choices during round 2 processing. You will have to log in and do that, and only then your choices will be processed. Similarly, if you hold a round 1 seat, you confirm your choices. Higher end choices will be available during round 2. You log in, confirm your choices, then your R2 choices will be processed. If you don't confirm, then R2 choices won't be processed, but you will retain your round 1 seat itself, whatever you are holding. So this is required. For mop-up, there is an additional requirement. Candidates have to pay the required registration fee for mop-up, which is tuition fee for government or 2 lakhs for private. This has to be paid as registration fee. Only then you will be eligible for the counseling that happens after the mop-up counseling that happens. Now we'll look at who is eligible for Kerala stray online or offline rounds. The fourth round this year is being mentioned as a Kerala offline or online stray round. This may be online or offline, but fresh registration is not possible. You will have your mop-up choices which are taken for Kerala stray offline or online round. All are eligible. All candidates who attended mop-up are eligible except those who are allotted in mop-up. Everybody here is eligible, and if you are allotted in mop-up, then you are not eligible. Whether you joined or not, that doesn't matter. So basically, who is not eligible? Those who are not eligible for mop-up round, who did not register, who are not eligible through this criteria, they are not eligible for stray round. And if you are allotted in state mop-up, whether you joined or not, you're ineligible. So post that, there might be an additional stray which is at institute level. Fresh registration is not possible. Everybody who is attended mop-up is eligible. The same choices as mop-up, except for those who were attended in mop-up or in stray. This should say stray too. So anybody who has been who were not eligible for the earliest stray round, the first stray round, and those candidates who were allotted in this stray round, anybody who was allotted in this stray round, irrespective of whether they are joined or not, they will be ineligible. So this is the ineligibility criteria. Have a look at this. We'll post this as a PDF as well. Do look at our other videos. Thanks a lot for watching.